y'all, it's Kate from the Literary Apothecary, and today I'm going to do my weekly reading wrap-up for the past week and my bibliotherapy video for this week, because yesterday I tried to film these videos and there's all sorts of problems. So today I'm doing, I guess this is take 3, and let's cross our fingers and toes and hope that it all comes out fantastic. So this, like I said, this is the weekly reading wrap-up for the week of November 21st to the 27th. The last full week in November. We've got December coming up, and I can't believe it's already time for December and Christmas shopping and Christmas decorating, and I can't wait to see all of y'all's decorations. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite Christmas traditions are. One of my favorite traditions that we had growing up was, while we were out at the stores, we got to pick, as a kid, one toy to donate for Toys for Tots, which was a charity that collected toys to give to military families who couldn't necessarily afford toys for their kids for Christmas. And that was such a special tradition. I loved it so much. And I think going forward in the month of December, I'm just gonna kind of share a special tradition that my family had growing up or now, until we get to December, to Christmas or the New Year's, because it's just so much fun sharing with y'all. So that was today's special tradition. Now let's get on to our wrap up. First, I want to thank some new subscribers. We have Brianna Brown and TIMB. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. It really means the world to me, because honestly, without you, I would just be sitting here talking to myself. And I do that already, so it's nice to have someone to actually talk to for once. And I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I am really enjoying making these. I love being a booktuber, and I love y'all. Speaking of being a booktuber and the wonderful community here, I've got 2 quick announcements to make. First, because I go back to work tomorrow on Monday the 29th, and I just started a huge book this past week that I'm definitely not going to sadly finish before tomorrow morning. I am calling our contest off now, and so if you all seen my videos before, you might remember that I put out a call to y'all when I first had my surgery for you to guess how many books I could read in the time I was out of work after my surgery. That's 6 weeks. My surgery date was October 14th, and as you can see, it was a big success. I am now out of my sling, and I've got my arm back. It's feeling great, and I'm ready to get my life back on track. So without further ado, I finished a total of 14 books since October 14th, and we had one lucky person to guess exactly 14 books. That's Adrian Reed. So Adrian, if you want to send me your wish list on whatever platform you have it on, Amazon, Bookshop, or it doesn't matter where it is, whatever wish list you want me to use, send that to me on Discord or a social media platform, and I will choose one book off of there to send to you as a congratulations on guessing the exact right amount of books. I hope to have more of these kinds of contests in the future. I absolutely love it, and I feel like it's a great interaction with you all. I want to do more interactions with you guys coming up in the next year, and I just have so much fun giving away books, because y'all know giving people books is my favorite thing in the world. So any chance I have to give to y'all, I want to take it. So look for more contests like this coming in the future. Now, on to our book mail. I got 2 pieces of book mail this past week, and they were both actually pre-orders that I made, which is very rare for me. I hardly ever buy books for myself. Usually I'm buying books for other people. So I was really excited when these came, because when I do get books for myself, especially pre-orders, it's something really special. So the first one up is The Clanlands Almanac by Sam Hewen and Graham McTavish, and this is seasonal stories from Scotland, and this is just a beautiful book. I hope you can see this. This is a naked hardback, and it's just beautifully made. That's Sam and that's Graham. If their names sound familiar to you, you've probably watched at least one episode of Outlander, the TV show, based on the books. Sam plays Jamie Fraser and Graham plays Dougal Mackenzie, his uncle, and they are absolutely hilarious together. They have a side show called Men in Kilts where they traveled around Scotland and talked about different things that related to Outlander, but also just Scotland in general, and it made me fall even more in love with Scotland, if that was even possible. But this is their second book they've done together. The first one is called Clanlands, which I still need to read, but I'm planning on reading this in December. I'm actually going to be using the audiobook for it because I just love hearing these two banter on, and I'm told that it is absolutely hilarious. So just in case you want to know what this book is about, the back says, from first footing to Samhain, fringe festival follies to unforgettable buildings and battles, Sam and Graham are back to guide you through a year of Scottish legends, traditions, historical and contemporary events. The Clanlands Almanac is a top-down, pedal-to-the-metal, up-and-down odyssey through the many byways of a Scottish year, an invitation to anyone who picks up this book to join the Men in Kilts on a crazy camper van exploration of 12 glorious, whiskey-fueled months. Mountains, battles, famous and infamous Scots, clans, feuds, flora, fauna, and a healthy sprinkling of embarrassing personal reminiscence thrown in. Much is explored, all is shared. This almanac you hold in your hands is a cornucopia of all things Alba. And I cannot wait to read this. It's going to be so much fun, and I just can't wait. Which leads me to the second pre-order that I got, which you all know if you've seen my videos before, I've been dying for this book for so long. It's been 7 long years since we've gotten a new book, but we finally got it at last. This was just released this past week. Like I said, this is a pre-order. That's Go Tell the Bees That I'm Gone by Diana Gabaldon, and this is book 9 in the Outlander series. Supposedly there's only one more book after this, and as you can see, I'm already almost halfway through because this came a day earlier than expected. It came early Thanksgiving morning, Thursday morning, and I dove right in when I got this. And I'll talk more about this book in just a minute, but y'all, this is amazing. Now, let's talk about the books that I did finish this week before Go Tell the Bees That I'm Gone came. So, last week I somehow failed to mention that I finished The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. This is book 1 in the First Law trilogy, and I listened to the audiobook of this narrated by Stephen Pacey. I had heard such amazing things about this audiobook. I couldn't wait to give it a try, and I absolutely loved it so much. I know I missed some things listening to the audiobook, which makes me want to go back and read the physical copy again, but I absolutely loved it so much. The narration was great, the characters were fantastic, the character names were great, and that like dark humor was absolutely brilliant. It was just what I needed at that time, and I absolutely loved it. I also finished The Ark for the Liar's Knot by M.A. Carrick, and this is book 2 in the Rook and Rose trilogy. There's only going to be 3 books in this series, so this book was bonkers. I absolutely loved it. I enjoyed this one even more than the first one. The type of things, revelations that came out in The Liar's Knot are things that you would expect in the last book of a series. So I have no idea what to expect in this last book that they are currently writing. Hopefully we'll get it soon because I can't wait to get on to the next book. And then the last book that I finished reading this week was The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien. Most people know this is book 2 in the Lord of the Rings series, and this was my first read and I absolutely loved it. Merry and Pippin are still my favorite characters in this series. I need more Merry and Pippin, but I absolutely loved it. I loved everything about it. I listened to the audiobook narrated by Rob Inglis, which I will link down below, and it was just so fantastic. He has individual voices for each of the characters, and he actually sings the songs in these books, and he's got a fantastic singing voice. So it was just a great experience altogether. Now, on to my current reads. As I mentioned, I dove straight into Go Tell the Bees That I'm Gone as soon as it came. I didn't even make coffee first. I read the preface and the first chapter, and then I went and made coffee, and then I went back and read more. I set all of my current reads to the side, which I'll return to after I'm done with this big boy. But I am absolutely loving this. This is one of my favorite in the series already. It's already a top 5, maybe even a top 3 in the series. We'll see if it wins out for my favorite by the end of the book. But this is so fantastic. I won't talk spoilers or anything really in particular about this book and what happens, because I don't want to give away spoilers. I know most of you who want to read this series haven't caught up to this final book yet. You're still probably around book 5 or 6, maybe even 7, somewhere in there, and definitely not up to book 9 yet. So I won't talk about specifics, but one thing that everyone should know about the Outlander series in general, but especially this book, is so far it's very character driven. You have a lot of character development in this book, and there's not a lot that actually happens plot wise, though there's some big plot points that have happened already. But I think now I'm just getting to like the main plot of the book, that plot line, and so I can't wait to see how that develops going forward. Like I said, I'm almost halfway through. I'm enjoying this so much, and I can't wait to get back into it. As soon as I'm done filming these videos, I'm going to get back into it. Now, the other current reads that are now my next reads that I'll get back to after I'm done with that book is The Night Shift by Stephen King. I'm still in the read along with Jake at the Bookish Drummer. We're doing 1 to 2 short stories a week. I'm still reading Dead Woman Scorned by Michael Clark, which was my patron pick of the month. Sharon was my patron of the month, and I'm really enjoying this book so much. It's dark, it's creepy, and it's totally different than what I expected, but I'm enjoying it tremendously. I'm still listening to the audiobook of Anna Karenina, and I am enjoying this more than I thought I was. And I can't wait to see kind of where it goes, because I think I've hit that mark where it's kind of the premise of the book, so I can't wait to see where it develops from here. I am, yes, still making my way through Dragonfly Falling by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which is book 2 in the Shadows of the App series, but I am trying to enjoy it as much as I can. It's a bit of a slog for me. It's all characters, but feels like not even really character development. They don't really go anywhere. They don't change a lot so far, so I'm hoping things will change by the end of the book, because I have the other 2 books in this arc of the series, and so since they were sent from all of you all, I am still going to push through and finish that 4-book arc eventually, so hopefully this one picks up by the end. And then the next book that I will be reading is Bloody Rose by Nicholas Eames, which is book 2 in the BAM series, and I am probably a little less than halfway through this one, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I think I enjoyed Kings of the Wild a little bit more. I connected a little bit more with the characters there, but I'm still enjoying this a lot, and I am super excited for this because somewhere between December 3rd and the 5th, we're going to be doing a live show with Nicholas Eames on my channel with Jessie at the Bookish Mom and Andrew at Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun, and he seems like such a nice guy. He's been super duper nice in the communications I've had with him so far, and I can't wait. So that was my weekly reading wrap up for this past week and what I'm going to be reading next week. I can't wait to get back to reading because I've been reading such great books so far. Now, well, hello there. It is Mustache Man once again, and today we are here modeling the Stash-O-Mania stash. It is a sophisticated white mustache this time, and here's some back history about the Stash-O-Mania. This was made famous by Mr. Harry Hulkster, the world-renowned wrestler from the TMH Too Much Hair Wrestling Federation. He once pinned Afro Ale in 3 minutes flat with patented chin tickler finishing moves. So, this was the Stash-O-Mania mustache, and I hope you really enjoyed this. I don't know, that guy keeps popping up in my videos, but he's got some interesting tidbits on mustaches, so I guess he'll come back each week, maybe. Hopefully with a different mustache, because those are really interesting. If you have a particular mustache that you want Mustache Man to demonstrate, let us know in the comments below, and we'll see what he can do. On to my Bibliotherapy Sunday videos. So this I call my Thanksgiving edition. This past week, Thursday, we had here in the US Thanksgiving, which is a big holiday all surrounding food and eating and just being with family and having a great big meal and just eating till you can't eat anymore. So I've got two ailments that I would feel a little strange and out of place on their own, so I combined them into a Thanksgiving edition, and I hope you guys enjoy. First up is broken china. So when you have a ton of people, especially in the kitchen, especially with kids around, something is bound to be broken, and sometimes it's something very, very personal to you, a family heirloom, or just something really special to you, and you feel a little sad when it's broken. The novel cure, where I get all of my most of my recommendations from, says that broken china is strangely symbolic of the human heart, 1 minute so robust and whole, and the next so irreparably damaged. And they recommend reading Utz by Bruce Chadwin. In this book, Professor Utz is a Czechoslovakian Jewish connoisseur of priceless porcelain pieces. Living in Russia under Stalin, Utz risks his life every day for his beautiful collection. When Utz dies, he leaves his collection to the Rodolphin Museum, but it's missing. No one knows where it is. So the rest of the book is trying to figure out what happened to this beautiful collection. And if through Utz you can learn to accept the essentially transitory nature of both lives and material possessions, you will be liberated from your upset too. And then the next ailment that we have is burning the dinner. Domestically speaking, there are few things more catastrophic than burning the dinner, especially on a holiday like Thanksgiving that's surrounded by the meal. And the novel cure's recommendation for burning the dinner is The Belly of Paris by Émile Zola, and I will put a disclaimer out here that this is the third book in a series. So most of the time, if they recommend a series, it's usually the first book in the series or the whole series at itself. But this one is the third book in the series, so if you're a person that needs to read the rest of the series first, be warned that this is book 3. In The Belly of the Paris, though, there are so many mouth-watering descriptions in this book that you'll soon forget that you even burnt the dinner, or you'll be wanting these foods of Paris even more than what you've cooked. So it'll help to kind of put that out of your mind. So those are my Thanksgiving holiday edition recommendations for Bibliotherapy Sunday. Let me know what you read this past week, what you're looking forward to reading next week. Let me know what your recommendations are in the comments below. What other ailments you want me to cover. I love getting recommendations from you guys, and I've been making a list and hope to get to all of them very soon. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I have a new video coming out. As always, my Patreon and my Discord information are in the description below. If you want to come support me financially, my Patreon's only $1 a month, and we have a ton of fun. The Discord is so much fun. I hope you guys will come join us there for more interaction with you all. I love this community, and y'all are so much fun to talk to. Keep reading, and I love y'all to the moon and back. Bye.